All right. Well, welcome everybody to this new Centreon webinar. We are very pleased to have you here. As you know, at Centreon, we have two major software releases every year, one in April, one in October. So 10 days ago, we released Centreon 23.10, our latest software release. And today, I invited part of the product manager teams, 3 product managers, to discuss all the new features and product improvements that we can find in this release. This session is recorded and we will send an email with a replay so that you can transmit it to your colleagues. Let me show you the agenda. Clicking here. So we'll talk about custom dashboards, map capabilities, resource status, APIs, the documentation, Raspberry Pi pollers, and we will end with a question and answer session. So all along the presentation, you may ask your questions in the little tool on the right-hand side, questions and answers. Don't hesitate all along the presentation to put your questions, and I will read these questions at the end of the presentations, and our product managers here will answer those questions. All right, let's start with Romain. If you can, I'm not sure why we don't see the slides anymore.
Yes.
Romain, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, so I'm Romain, a newcomer to Centreon, and I'm working on mostly on the data visualization part.
Can you turn on your camera? Thank you.
Yeah, it's done. So I will be showing you the new feature that is in beta with the 23.10, which is called the Centreon dashboard, which will, in the long term, will replace the custom view that you may know. And after that, I will show you the latest map functionalities that we developed. So yes, you can just change the slide. So custom dashboards, as I said, it's a new feature that we decided to implement to modernize the visual part of the UI, which is mostly the custom view currently. So the new dashboards, as I will show you just after that, provide an easier navigation, really more flexible way of putting widgets together, new widgets, and a really simple and enhanced resource and metric selection system, and a sharing user experience, really more useful. So you can share your dashboards with anyone, and even if people are leaving the company, you can still access as an admin to all your dashboards. I know it's a pain today with the custom views, so we addressed that. So how we did it, a brand new feature that is in beta, as I said, with the 23.10 for all users that want to activate it. And of course, we created a dedicated group on the watch if you want to get a notification on any updates, because we are, of course, making this feature evolve during the time. And we also made some interactive tutorials to help you understand how it works. And of course, documentation is updated. So I will now start a little demonstration.
All right, so you will share your
I'm
screen.
sharing my screen.
So this is a live demo.
This is a real live demo.
You like risks, Romain?
Yes, I'm confident. Okay, so we have the custom views, and on the left, as you can see, new entry, dashboard beta. Just click here. Then I'm on my dashboard library. I created already one, so I can create a new one for you. So this one will be the webinar one. And as you can see, we have a grid view, so you can guess that it's going to be helpful to move widgets. So when I add widgets, I can select already 5 of them: generic text, a single metric, metrics graph, top, bottom, and of course the integration of a map. Okay, so To give you a quick example, let's select the single metric where I can, of course, on the left panel, I have my properties, so the title, the description with a rich text. I can, of course, put some text and edit it as I want. And I can, so many other parameters. I'm not going to show you all of them, of course. So I have my dataset selection as a second step. I can choose my resources. So for instance, I select a host and I have auto-completion, so I can directly choose the host I want, for example, Central. Then I can choose my metrics. So for instance, if I want a metric concerning the memory service, I just select it. Again, you can type if you want to. And I directly see a preview of my widget here. Amongst the different properties, you can see that there is a display type. So basic one is the text, but I can also use a gauge or bar chart. So let's stay on the gauge. I like it very much. I save and I directly see my widget here. So I can resize it. I can reposition it easily. Magic.
Yes.
And I can, of course, save it. Once I've done my dashboard, I can share it with people. So for instance, I directly can see all the users of this testing platform. So for instance, guest, I can add it as a viewer or as an editor, sorry. So for instance, editor, just click on the plus and it is directly added here. I can update and the dashboard is shared. If I go back to the sharing part, you can see that I can still delete someone and recover it if I did a mistake.
All right.
So, and you can also adjust the refresh rate of your dashboard. So basically, it's by default taking the 15 seconds Centreon refresh interval, but you can adjust it for the global or for each widget. So with that, I can also show you that it's fully responsive. So you can redimension, and as you can see, the widget is following.
All right.
Same for widgets.
Yeah.
And just to show you what it can be done with this beautiful feature, I made a complete dashboard here.
All right.
Maybe more visible. Okay, and I can switch to dark mode to show you that everything is adapted for the dark mode too.
Okay.
That's it for the dashboards. Quick glimpse. I can then move on the map part.
Well, just to conclude on this dashboard, to summarize, we always had dashboards in Centreon. They are called custom views. They will still be there. If you upgrade to 23.10, you have both custom views, the good old, they are still there, but you have these new dashboards. For now, there are not that many widgets, but you will add new widgets.
Of course.
And Fabrice has put in the room chat the link to the group in The Watch so that you can share your experience testing these dashboards. So please provide us with all the feedback so that we can improve all of this, so that in 6 months from now, in the next release, we can make this feature generally available.
Exactly.
I think it's a huge improvement for Centreon. So let's all work on it to make it even better. All right. So the second topic is another key feature of Centreon, the map.
Yes, still Romain speaking for the map. So the main point was to consider the feedbacks we received from early adopters of the new version of the map, so the map engine, and to provide a comparable functional level to map legacy, because we are all aware that there were missing features on the new version. So we mainly added during these previous months, we mainly added 4 features. that I'm going to demo you just after that. So the bulk edit is a way to add massively resources on a map with a few clicks. The save perspective, which allows you to zoom or position your map in the editor on the viewer and to save the position where you were. The map duplication and the multi-language support. So now we have a French version of the map. So I'm going to share again my screen. This time for the map. So,
okay.
As Pierre said, you can see that both features, to conclude on the dashboard, are coexisting.
Yes, yes, yeah. Same menu.
Same menu, and the map is still here. So, as you can see here, I have a map. I can easily duplicate it.
Good.
Simple but useful feature. And if I click on my map, so I can of course zoom or reposition my map and save the perspective. Here is the CTA on the top right.
Okay, it's very small, but it's a save perspective.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if I refresh my page, you see that I should have exactly the same vision.
Yeah.
Same thing for the editor. If I go in edit, okay, so I've zoomed. If I dezoom and I reload, save and reload, the position should be saved.
In edit, yeah.
In edit.
All right.
Okay.
Position and zoom level.
So, brand new feature. You have a search resource input on the top right. So, if, for example, if I search for, let's say, ping service, you can see that I have a host group. I have 10 hosts, and I have even a business activity that are named after ping. So I can unfold any part and check what I want to add on my map. So you can see there is an add to map button here. So for instance, I'm adding a service ping. I'm adding a central that has a service ping included. And I can also include a business activity, for instance, which is called BA ping. I click on add to map. And as you can see, few clicks and I directly have all my resources checked that can appear on the map. So really useful feature to do massive maps with just few clicks.
Okay, very good. I love autocomplete.
And yes, I can show you the French part rapidly. So if I go to French, we have a full translated module.
Okay.
For the map.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So two very important improvements. Well, many improvements for maps and a brand new feature for dashboards. Thank you, Romain. And we have a few questions that we will answer at the end.
Thanks.
All right. Who's next? This is Laurent. About resource status. Thank you, Romain. Thank you, Laurent.
Hi, I'm Laurent Pinceli, product manager for Centreon since 7 years ago. So resource status, I suppose you may know this menu because we added it in Centreon since a long time for the 80.10 version. But for this version, this new 33.10, we made a lot of ergonomic changes. Why? You know, maybe you use resource status every day, and maybe for you is not too much ergonomic. And some of you continue to use legacy pages. So what we did, we added two new views, service by host and only services. And we completely revamped the manner to filter resources. So let me I I will make a demo just after, but so we have a view by host so that you can see all services with status linked to each host, and by service view to display only services, so to display only alerts. And to remember what was the features in the previous versions. So on your left, you can see that when you click on feature, you have a list of all existing features, and you have to click on the feature to select values, and you have to click on another feature to select other parameters, and then click on search. And so we revamp completely the manner to filter and offers the possibility to see everything in only one time. So let me share my screen. It's not this one, this menu. Tools, share,
Yeah.
start, select. Where is it?
Too many.
This one. Okay, so you can see that display view, we still continue to have the previous view, so the view all, and you can see in the view all kind of resources, meta services, service, hosts. So when you click on view by service, you will see only services sorted by default by status, then by duration. So it's the same. You have the possibility to acknowledge, to put a downtime, to force check. When you click on service, you access to the panel. So you have all information, but here you have everything, only services.
Okay, so same user interface, some interactions, but the list is only the list of services with a column which is called host.
And
which is,
yes, with
yeah.
a previous name, because some people was lost, because on the old view we have
says parent.
parents and
Yeah.
resources.
So the services in a list and their host, all right?
All right. And on the view by host, you can see summarize all the status of all services by host. So you can see on my Centreon server, I have 12 services in OK status, 3 in critical status, and 1 in unknown status. Of course, you can have a detail of all services. When you click on service, you access to the panel. When you click on host, you access to the panel. And of course, you can continue to acknowledge service, and you have all information. Like other view, you can manage a column if you want to add or remove column. So we hope with these 2 new views, based on legacy views, most of users will move from legacy to new views. And by the way, on the next major versions, 24.04, we will remove all legacy views in our product, because we think now we made all the effort to have everything in these 3 views based on your feedback, because we analyze your feedback month after month. So we also presented this interface to several users, and they said, yes, now we have what we want, so we will move to these new views. So that's why we will remove for the next major release all previous legacy views. And as I said, we revamp the manner to sort. So as you can see, you have all the features. Of course, you can select by your host group. So here I have only this server in my host group. You can search by service. You can search by service group, by monitoring server. So you have all the information, and you, as you see, when you select values, you can see all selected filters in one time. And of course, you can save your filter. And when you edit a filter, you can save changes. And when you save filters, you have access to your filter directly in the list of saved filters.
All right. So save views, it's like save filters or save views.
Yeah.
Great. I love this new improvements, the fact that you can choose service or host and everything.
And I hope everybody will love it.
Yes. So please try it, try to upgrade to 23.10 on your platform or on another platform. try it. If really there's something wrong, tell us now, because in a few months it will be probably, well, we will remove the legacy views, so it's now.
Exactly. So we know that we have to make more improvements. So we will continue to make changes, to add new changes on this view, in order to, in 6 months, to be able to remove legacy pages.
All right. Thank you. Next topic is a totally different topic. We discussed the user interface here with dashboards, map resources. No, let's forget about user interface and talk to the real people, the people who are using the APIs. So, Florian.
People with a beard.
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Florian Mattes. I joined Centreon in July of this year, and I'm a product manager in charge of interconnection, interoperability of the product, including API and monitoring connectors. So today we will talk about new API, V2 API for configuration. So a quick history about the interoperability in Centreon. Currently, there are 3 ways to use Centreon from external sources, external scripts. First one is CLAPI. CLAPI is the original command line interface, and it's still used for the moment because it's a very wide scope in terms of feature and possibilities. Second one is REST API V1, which is the HTTP JSON API. And the last one is the REST API V2, which was used for real-time information gathering before the 23.10 and is now totally functional for configuration matters too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a quick overview of the REST API V2, 3 main categories of use. First one is general, which is about administration, authentication, polar management, and topology. Second one is about monitoring use case. So it's basically real-time data, and all action you can perform on a monitoring use case, like acknowledgement, putting downtimes, submit changes, and doing some checks. And the last one, which is available for since 23.10, is monitoring configuration endpoints, which allow you to manage either host services, templates, categories, time periods, and the list icon and notification. So it's a subject in which we are working a lot on improving the scope. In 23.10, it's not 100% coverage of all configuration use case, but the goal is for the next version is to improve and improve and improve until CLAPI will be totally deprecated.
All right. One thing to consider is that, in fact, our user interface is using these REST APIs. So, don't hesitate to use, these APIs yourself. These are the same which are being used by the user interface. So you are sure that it's exactly the same, doing the same configuration, creating the same host and everything. So that's a big improvement for us. Okay.
So about these APIs, documentation is on a dedicated page, which can be found at docapi.centreon.com/API. And this documentation is up to date for 23.10 version.
Okay, while we are discussing documentation, I think we have a little topic on that, on the general online documentation.
Yeah, totally. So there are a lot of documentation improvements in this version, but why did we do this improvement? There were a lot of customer feedback that showed us a weak point that we already know about the monitoring connector section. Monitoring connectors are very important feature of the product because it's It's the source of all the data gathered and displayed and stored in the product. So the monitoring connectors must be very well documented because there are a lot of technology which can be monitored using them. So we did a big inventory and started a very huge work and of refreshing this documentation in terms of content, in terms of content template and data, and in terms of English translation, which was not with a perfect and uniform grammatical and lexical level. So we worked a lot on that. And we also worked on the automation of the generation of this documentation. So now the documentation can be automatically generated, which means that for each new monitoring connectors, documentation is generated based on the code content, information stored directly in the code. And about existing documentation, we start a big work, starting with new connectors and the most used one, and the progress is for now at 11.5%. The English review has been done with an external agency for this version and for the cloud section. And for another topic, we also added a polar disaster recovery page.
Okay.
In the documentation.
One thing maybe to say to our users is that 6 months ago, we changed the terminology from plugin packs to monitoring connector. So, Florian is a good Centreon user. He's saying monitoring connector.
I'm a new Centreon user.
Yes. So when we say Centreon connector,
I have the good habit.
This is the new name of what we used to call plugin packs. Everybody was confused between plugin and plugin pack. That was a mess. So now it's monitoring connectors, and with a brand new documentation. And better English, so I think it's a very good improvement.
Yeah.
Discussing about polar disaster recovery, let's discuss polars, and this is for Laurent to come back to the table. Thank you, Laurent, and to discuss polar on Raspberry.
On Raspberry Pi, yes. Maybe since the 22.04 version of Centreon, you can install Central Server and Polar on Debian 11.
Debian, yes.
Debian. So for this 23.10, you can now install Polar through Raspberry Pi. Only a Polar, not a Central Server, but it may be useful if you don't have enough space or don't have a VMware Center or other virtualization system, and you need to collect data, so you can plug just a Raspberry Pi and collect data and forward everything to the Central Server. So you can follow the documentation to install a Polar on a Raspberry Pi. It looks like to install a Polar on the Debian. And we also improve the annotated.sh script. So maybe you don't know what is this script.
That was the hidden secret power tool from Laurent, unattended.sh
yes.
script.
So just to finish on the Raspberry Pi, so we created a beta group on the watch, so you can access and participate. So currently it's community support.
Yes.
Of course, Centreon made a lot of tests to be sure that everything works. But if you encounter maybe an issue, do not hesitate to give us the information in order to fix packaging.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's part of the inattented script.
Just on this Raspberry thing, we have a customer who's a managed service provider in Spain. So they remotely manage the infrastructure of their more than 200 customers, which are very small enterprises, and they put one Raspberry Pi device, very small device, near the router, the access router. So they have more than 200 Raspberry Pi polars on their platform. That's one of the usage. Another usage
is industry.
Yes, in the industry, when you need to monitor industrial equipment environment, there is no IT there. You will just put a little Raspberry device plugged to the router. And that's another way to use Centreon.
Exactly.
All right. So what is this script that you are talking about?
So yeah, the unattended script allow you to install or to update a Polar or a Central Server. So I made a video in Accelerate because the installation can take times due to the resources of your server or to the access to internet in order to download packages. So with this script, you said if you want to install or to update existing server, the type of the server itself is a polar or central. You select the version that you want to install. So let's show this through a video. So here I'm installing a polar with the latest version of Centreon. This script checks the operating system, install mandatory repository. Then the script will update some packages. And after, of course, the script will start the installation of Centreon. So here it install the Centreon repository and start the installation of RPM packages. So this takes some time. As I said, regarding the resources of your server and your internet access. And after the installation of all packages, the script will configure the firewall to open mandatory flow, then restart the firewall, enable Centreon services and start Centreon services such as Centreon engine process. And now the installation is complete, and the scripts told you to continue to integrate your polar into your Centreon platform and give you the documentation link. So that's why for the installation of a polar, so as you can see, it's really simple. You start just one command line, you choose a version of Centreon, and the script perform everything.
Everything automatically, and the name unattended because you don't have to do anything. It's fully automatic.
Yes, and so I will load the other video. So, and I will share again my screen. So for a central server, it will be the same. The difference is I change the type, the topology of server. I choose central. And because I want to perform a complete installation of Centreon, which includes packaging as well as to perform the web wizard installation, I set .s for silent mode, and I select predefined password for the Centreon administrator. So here is Centreon 123. So it's the same. The script starts. You have a summary of what you want to perform. And then the script starts. So here, because I want to install the Centreon central server, of course, the script will install PHP. Then the script will install mandatory repository, start the installation. After the installation, the script will configure PHP, will configure MariaDB, update the firewall configuration, like for the polar.
Okay.
And yes, we load the firewall. And here you can see that our all services of Centreon are enabled on server start. And here we can see that the script is performing the wizard installation step by step. So you have nothing to do, just to wait the end of the installation.
Drink a coffee, maybe.
Drink a coffee, yes.
And it's all done automatically.
Yes, and at the end, you can connect to your Centreon.
How long does it take in real life?
It can be taken between 5 and 10 minutes. Here you have, because we install manually the MySQL database, we generate a root password. We generate also a root password for Centreon user. And as you can see, for the Centreon admin password, it uses a password just I put in the command line. So
yes,
my password, And just after, now I can connect to my Centreon. So you can see the 23.10.0. So I put my my login, then the password I choose before, and I will be connected to my Centreon, my new Centreon. So yes, just in one command line, you can perform a complete installation of a central server. So with this script, you can perform automation to deploy easily a new Polar or a new central server. And the same scripts allow you to update a Polar or to update a Centreon server and performing the wizard update of Centreon.
So it's not just for installation.
It's
this
also
is for
update.
updating. So you have a Polar or you have a central server and you want to update it to a newer version, just use the same script.
Exactly.
And it will update. So as a parameter, you will tell which version you want to update to, and it will work the same.
Exactly.
All right.
So let's continue.
Thank you very much. I've put in the chat, a link to the online documentation where it's talking about the script.
Perfect.
Okay. So what is coming soon?
Coming soon. So we release 23.10 of Centreon, and we will release a new version of our mobile application. So mobile application is available on mobile.centreon.com. So what we did, of course, we applied the new branding of Centreon, but we offer the possibility to use a single sign-on authentication. So if on your Centreon platform, you enable delegated authentication based on ACML or based on OpenID Connect, when you will use the mobile application and enter the URL of your Centreon platform, a new button will appear and connect with ACML or OpenID. And of course, you will be connected to your inside the mobile app. So I have also just a little demonstration. I need to share again my screen. So this will be the next mobile app. So I enter the URL of my Centreon server. I have a button connect with SML. So when I click on, I'm redirected to my identity provider. Of course, I set my name, my login, my password, click on sign in, and identity provider forward authentication to the mobile app, and I'm connected into my mobile application. So this will be the next version that we publish soon.
And this is published for Android and iOS.
It's a web app, so all mobile can access to mobile.centreon.com can use this. It's just you need a direct link between your mobile and your Centreon platform in order to access to data.
Okay. All right. We are almost done. Don't hesitate to ask your questions in the question and answer tools or in the room chat. I have one last slide. Let me take over here. For the French people, there are a few French people in the room. All of this, will be discussed in much more details in 8 technical sessions of half an hour plus a roadmap session during our Centreon Summit, which is fully in French on the 23rd of November. And you can register just now. Also, you will be able to ask your questions live, with your microphone, not just typing on the chat text, to the product managers, professional services, and all the experts at Centreon. So if you're speaking French, please join us on the 23rd of November afternoon for the 3rd Centreon Summit. Okay, so we have already some questions. This is the question and answer session. So we'll start again from the beginning because we'll answer the questions, in the right order. So when we discussed dashboards, there was a question about dashboard, about the BAM KPIs. The question is, are the BAM KPIs visible in these dashboards? The real-time value and the indicators. I will let.
Yeah. We are currently working on it. So adding the business activities and business views in each widget that can work with that. So yes, they will be available soon.
Okay. So
in any minor updates.
So you can start using the dashboard, and there will be many
It's
minor
arriving.
updates, for the next few
Widget
weeks
will
and
appear
months.
time after
Yes.
time.
Yes,
So we will publish minor updates on this, every
constantly.
every month, every 2 weeks, and you will get this feature. There was a, when you showed the dashboard, there was a very nice. I'm not sure.
Gauge.
Yes, gauge. And the question is, will this very nice gauge be also translated in the map module?
Hmm.
Interesting question.
In which part of the map?
Because in map we have gauge.
Yeah. No, it's no, but you will be able to integrate your maps in your dashboard, but not in the other way. So no.
So for now, we have no plan to change
No.
the map gauges,
Visualization.
but you can include your maps into dashboards, and now it makes a lot of more sense because it's much easier.
Exactly.
To have
the
the-
idea can be to do like a map, but on
Yeah.
the dashboard.
You can create,
In the future.
fancier maps with
Exactly.
your dashboard, including single indicators and things like that. Okay, there was a question about resource status. Someone, Didier, saying, I've seen a post in The Watch regarding the deactivation of services
No, it's
Check.
not resource status.
Ah.
It's for
when birth is done. Oh,
connectors.
it's for the connectors?
No, it's for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Really?
It's in the watch. Yeah. So
And the answer is
the answer is we put this into votes, and I just saw there already is 18 votes on that. So I
okay.
think we can consider it seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is in the IDs part of the watch?
It's an ID on the
Okay.
watch. Yeah.
So yes, when you want improvement, put them in IDs. We put votes, and
Yeah.
so this one has already a lot of votes. So I guess that will be added to the APIs. There was also a question about the APIs. Do we plan to develop an Ansible module so that from within Ansible you can natively configure Centreon?
Yeah, it's not in the roadmap for now, but we are thinking about it seriously too.
Okay.
Already have been something done on GitHub maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, there was such a module based on the API V1
Clippy, yeah, Clippy and REST
and
API
Clappy,
V1. Yeah.
and I guess that will evolve to.
Yeah. It makes sense, but it's not written in the roadmap. But
yes,
it makes sense.
it could come from the community because.
It could.
Yeah,
Also,
in the past that was done by the user community, so maybe that will happen again.
Yeah.
Okay, now about the Raspberry.
Yes,
Paula,
there's a
the
lot of
question
questions. We try to answer all questions in one time. So there's a question about do we support 32-bit RAM? No, we only support 64 RAM. Currently, we added Raspberry Pi based on Debian 11 on community support. It's not a global availability. It's really a community support. So we don't plan to move to other operating system like Orange Pi or others. And there is a last question regarding Debian 12. Yes, we are planned to release the next major version on Debian 12.
Yes, that's in the roadmap.
Yes, that's in our map, but not for current version, but for the next major version. Yes, we plan to have Debian 12 packages.
Okay. There was some questions about the mobile application. Like for now, it's like the resource status. Will we have map or dashboard? Something like that.
It's not planned yet. The goal was to make some fixes, to use new API, to integrate SSO authentication and new branding. We are not planning to add new feature like access to business activities, maps, or dashboards. But maybe you can create an ID on the watch, and if there is a lot of votes, maybe we can add this into our one map for the future.
Okay. There is a question about someone asking, Bart, is it possible to build a chain of dependencies? And in fact, what you are describing, Bart, is our feature called BAM, Business Activity Monitoring.
Service mapping.
Yes, service mapping. So yes, we have that feature. It's part of a dedicated module called BAM, for business activity monitoring. It does exactly like that. We probably have some old webinars describing that feature. Otherwise, maybe have a look at the documentation. And that's not part of the open source version. This is part of the commercial versions. We have 2 commercial versions: IT edition, business edition. Business edition is the one with all the features, and BAM dependencies is in the business edition software release. So as I said, MAP is also available in this business edition. MAP is not available in the open source version. When will CLAPI become deprecated? In a long time, I think.
Not for the next year.
Not for the next 1 or 2 years. CLAPI is being used by everywhere, everybody, everywhere worldwide. So it will take a very long time for CLAPI to disappear. But still, you can still
please migrate to API.
Yes, please migrate to the new APIs. But CLAPI will stay for a very, very long time. It's been around for 18 years, so I think it can save a few years now. We didn't mention anything on MBI because on 20.10, Laurent.
No, exactly. We don't made improvement on MBI for this version, but in fact we are based on the Centreon dashboard that you see the demo today. We are working on a new feature, Centreon Analytics, for the future, and offers the possibility through the dashboard to use widgets in order to see aggregated values, the history of data collection, and to use this dashboard for real time as well as for reporting, with the possibility to export instantly or programmed reports based on your dashboards. So in the future, we will not work on the MBI. We will use this new offer, Centreon dashboards, to have analytics part into our product.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's for for next year. Next year, in next webinars, we will discuss this new capability, and that's a full refresh of what used to be called MBI.
The issue with MBI is you can't improve the existing reports. It's really hard. You need too many knowledge and too many tools. And with dashboard, you can construct yourself your reports, so it will be really useful in the future.
All right. Well, that's it for all the questions. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Laurent, Florian, Romain, for joining me today. Please have a look at the watch and the dedicated groups. Ask your questions, put your IDs, and upgrade your platform. And when you install a new poller or a new server, you can use this unattended.sh script, which looks like a little bit magical. But
I hope.
Okay. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks you. Bye-bye.
Bye.